Hi, so my name is Megan and I'm going to be reviewing these chickpea chips with different kinds of chutneys I found online at Amazon Fresh. So the first one we have is a coconut chutney. I love the colors of these packages. We have the tamarind, comes in purple, and the tomato obviously comes in red. So the spiciest one is medium, is the coconut. The milds are the tamarind and the tomato. So I think I'll start there. I think I'll start with the tomato. It's the most basic. It is tomato and ginger. If we look at the ingredients, I'm happy to see the first ingredient is tomato, then sesame paste, tamarind puree, so there's a little bit of tamarind in here as well, ginger, cumin seed, fennel seed, then comes cane sugar, so that's great later on in the list. Salt, tomato powder, turmeric, red chili pepper, spices, curry leaves. So remember, the order of your ingredients is also the order of quantity of how much is in each package. The chips are made of chickpea flour and white rice flour, tapioca starch, so that makes them gluten-free. There's also a little bit of cane sugar, salt, cumin powder, garlic powder, sunflower oil, mango powder, spices, salt, and contains sesame. So that's great to see that they're actually giving some flavor and seasoning to the chips as well. They're not just totally plain chips. So again, these are plant-based, gluten-free from the Chaat company. So I'm really excited. There's only 80 calories in this one snack pack. Okay, open them up. So it comes in this type of container. You got the chips on top, and then you have this removable chutney base. It's pretty small, but actually when you think about it, when you go in a restaurant, you're not getting much more than this. When you go to, the South Indian restaurants and they serve it in there. So I'm excited. I'm one of those people that has to lick every last bit, so I'm gonna try it first just by licking the back of this container flap. It's super savory. I can taste the turmeric. Definitely has like a ground spice aftertaste, on the back of your palate. These are the chips. They're popped. As you can see, they're not fried. I think they're actually air popped, which is one of the reasons it's so low calorie. So I'm just gonna put a little bit like this. It's not so little, but And it's good. I should have tried the chip by itself first. Whoops. I'm gonna do that now. I love how you can see there's a ton of seasoning on the chip itself. I love that. Chips should never be plain and boring. And it's good. They're not too salty. They don't overpower the chutney. They let the chutney shine. But at the same time, it's not like you're eating cardboard. It reminds me almost of like a roasted red pepper hummus. It has that kind of umami, savory quality to it. It's good. I would eat this on, I love the packaging. You could eat this on a field trip. You give it to your kids in a snack box for lunch. Hey, moving on to the tamarind. I'm very excited about this one. I recently bought a huge block of tamarind, so I probably should be making this myself, but I wanted to see how the professionals do it. So this snack pack only has 80 calories as well. The ingredients are dates. Dates are great for you too. It's a really good alternative sugar, healthy, has lots of fiber, lots of vitamins. tamarind puree, pineapples, onions, jalapeno pepper, mango powder, spices, salt, red chili pepper. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. These also are 4% protein. So it's a nice plant-based protein alternative for, give you a little bit of a boost there. Every little bit counts. If you look on your almond milk, it'll have, 4%. Your yogurt, if you're vegetarian and not vegan, everything adds up, in the end. I think people don't realize how much protein we actually do get in non-meat diets. Everyone thinks that we're lacking, and if you go get some blood work done, they'll find actually you're doing fine. Okay. Let's see. So, same thing. Got a little container. Just lifts right up. Very super uber convenient. Lift this off. Okay. So this one is a darker gold brown color. It smells like salsa. I'm immediately getting the jalapeno and kind of just a mix of spice ingredients. It's sweet. I taste the pineapple immediately, and there's just a touch of heat in the background. Okay, let's get started. So I've got my chip. Let's see if I can show you without dumping it all. Here, it'll catch. I love this one. It's interesting that dates are the first ingredient. I think it helps probably with the consistency. As you can see, it is like chutney. It's not super liquidy the way you might get, those little containers when you get, usually more often North Indian food. It's got some chunks of pineapple, looks like. That's probably what I'm tasting. And yeah. I'm gonna eat this whole thing right now, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna move on to our coconut chutney. This is our spiciest one at a medium. It's also the most highly caloric, still only 120 calories, so totally legitimate snack. Get you some protein, some carbs, which are important to fill you up. Good carbs, not, empty calorie carbs. Our ingredients are coconut, jalapeno pepper, lime juice, spinach. That's awesome. They worked in a really important vegetable. Sunflower oil, garlic, onion, lentils, amazing. Ginger, cane sugar, salt, mustard seed, fennel seed, spices, curry leaves. I love the ingredients. There's nothing crazy going on in there that, was a weird additive that, to preserve it. There's a gram of fiber, and it's such a small thing. To have some of that is great. 2 grams of protein. I am loving these so far. Okay, open we shall. Very satisfying sound. Okay, take 3. There we go. So this is the much lighter one. It has a little bit of a green tinge from that spinach, but nothing too crazy. I don't think this would scare anyone away, especially, kids, I mean. Now that we have guacamole, it looks like, kind of like an easy guacamole or artichoke spinach dip. It kind of looks a little bit like, so I think it looks familiar enough, if you're giving this to a child that isn't used to eating this. All right, there wasn't enough for me to lick off to really get a sense of what that was. So here's a chip. It's good. It's much thicker consistency, which makes sense because of the coconut. There's real pieces of kind of like shreddy coconut in there. The spinach isn't overpowering. It's a nice way to sneak a little bit of spinach in there for kids. And this will fill you up definitely more. I don't think it's really a medium spicy. I don't think it's much spicier than the others. Personally, I have a pretty high tolerance for spice. I love the chew to it that you get from the coconut. I'm sold. You know, I think that these three are legitimate snacks. They do a fairly good job of representing what you might get in a restaurant, and especially during a pandemic when you might not have access to South Indian food. This is a nice alternative if you don't want to make it at home and you can't go out, there's nowhere in your neighborhood that delivers. I recommend you give it a try. Healthy, tasty. Enjoy.